Today about a tragedy at an Iowa campground last month. A family of four in the middle of their summer camping trip attacked by a man who police say they had never met. Autopsy reports now revealing the gruesome way in which three of those four family members were killed.
What was meant to be a joyful family camping trip full of laughter, s'mores, and starry nights turned into an unimaginable nightmare for the Schmidt family. In the early hours of July 22, 2022, an unknown assailant brutally murdered three family members while they slept in their tent. The tragedy sent shockwaves through the community, leaving everyone to question who could commit such a heinous crime. In this video, we'll explore the details of this harrowing case and attempt to understand the tragedy that claimed the lives of three innocent individuals. This is the chilling story of the Schmidt family, a love story in nature. The lives of Tyler and Sarah Schmidt. Tyler Schmidt, born on November 13, 1979, in Iowa, USA, grew up in Cedar Falls, a city known for being home to the University of Northern Iowa. He joined the Boy Scouts at a young age and achieved the esteemed rank of Eagle Scout, sparking his lifelong love for nature and camping. Tyler's interest in computing led him to Missouri, where he studied computer science at Truman State University, where he met Sarah, who would later become his wife. Sarah was born on March 27, 1980, in Kansas City and shared Tyler's love for outdoor activities, bird watching, and studying insects. She was a Girl Scout and received the Gold Award. She inherited her adventurous spirit from her mother. Her positive leadership and inclination earned her the prestigious Truman Scholarship while still at Washington High School in Missouri. This scholarship led her to Truman State University, where she met Tyler. They fell in love and started dating, and she readily accepted his marriage proposal. Both Tyler's and Sarah's families supported their decision to marry, as it was evident that they were perfect for each other and destined to build a beautiful family together. On June 22, 2002, Tyler and Sarah exchanged vows at St. John Lutheran Church in Cedar Falls. They focused on achieving economic stability and furthering their professional careers. After earning their bachelor's degrees in Missouri, the couple moved to Lawrence to pursue their respective master's degrees at the University of Kansas, where Sarah eventually worked as a computer science expert. Tyler worked for a supermarket, a delivery company, and UPS, while Sarah spent 18 years at a company specializing in business billing and payments. The early years of Schmidt's marriage were filled with adventures. They spent time together and explored new natural destinations. They frequently gathered with family or friends to enjoy their shared love of board games. They also participated in activities organized by members of the Lutheran Church and supported the basketball tournaments held at the Allen Fieldhouse. In 2013, Sarah's father passed away from a heart attack, but after 11 years of marriage, they welcomed their first child, Arlo, and 3 years later, Lula. The couple moved to Cedar Falls to be closer to Tyler's relatives and became active members of the community. Tyler continued working as a software engineer, while Sarah started working as an assistant at the city's public library. The couple made sure to instill in Arlo and Lula the same passion for outdoor activities and nature. In 2021, they began camping with their children, and by mid-2022, Sarah was working long hours. However, she took a day off to celebrate their 20th wedding anniversary and planned to take another day off to go on a family vacation. On July 11, Sarah mentioned to Cad, her brother Adam's wife, that she would be camping with the children at Maquoketa Caves State Park, a popular destination for hikers and explorers in Jackson County, Iowa. A tragic night at Maquoketa Caves State Park. On Thursday, July 21, the family packed their car and drove roughly 140 miles to reach Maquoketa Caves. Tyler and Sarah, both 42, along with their children Arlo, 9, and Lula, 7, arrived at the campsite before 5:00 p.m. The camping area was packed, so the Schmidts set up near the park's entrance. A few hours later, around 7 p.m., another family parked about 200 feet from their tent. This was Joe and Cecilia Sherwin and their 23-year-old son. Anthony Sherwin from Nebraska. The Sherwins set up 2 tents, one for the parents and another for their son. They were on their way home after a week-and-a-half camping trip that took them to Michigan's Upper Peninsula. The journey had been enjoyable and had strengthened the bond between Joe, Cecilia, and Anthony. Anthony was always attentive to his parents' needs, and his mother often said he was the best son she could have wished for. Kind, sensitive, and an exceptional student. That year, Anthony was working on a computerized system to support a business he claimed was worth millions. He mentioned that part of the profits would be used to help his parents financially. Cecilia knew little about the project because Anthony kept the details of the mysterious business to himself, only mentioning that he sent emails under strict security. As night fell at Maquoketa Caves, the campers settled into their tents. Before dawn on July 22, the park visitors were jolted awake by the sound of gunshots. Just before the commotion, a man dressed in black entered Schmidt's tent and attacked Tyler and then Sarah. Arlo, who had been asleep, woke up to the sound of his sister Lula's screams. As he turned, he saw blood inside the tent. Terrified, he managed to escape and run to seek help. As he fled, he heard one last shot. Cecilia and Joe, at the neighboring campsite, rushed out of their tent amid the confusion. Joe searched for his son among the campers, asking if anyone had seen him. Arlo, still frantic, ran until he encountered the Shermans. He was screaming and asking for help, saying his parents had been shot. Cecilia took his hand and ran with him to the park entrance. Once there, terrified and unsure of what had happened, she pulled out her phone and dialed 911. She was worried because her son was sleeping near the tent where the shots had come from and feared he might be among the victims. The Jackson County 911 operator understood when Cecilia reported hearing gunshots, but she struggled to pronounce the park's name, making it hard to convey the location. She also explained she was with a boy who claimed his parents had been shot. The call between Cecilia and 911 lasted 23 minutes. While she answered questions, the operator relayed the attack to the police and park rangers. Crime scene at Maquoketa Caves State Park. The scene opens with a wide shot of Maquoketa Caves State Park, slowly zooming into a secluded tent. The serene Maquoketa Caves State Park became a nightmare for the Schmidt family on a summer morning. Despite a disconnection, Cecilia's persistence ensured she could call back and contact emergency responders. Amid the rising tension and nervousness, adrenaline kept her calm. Cecilia handed the phone to Arlo, who described to the dispatcher a chilling scene: someone in black holding a gun in their tent. When asked about his father, Arlo, after a pause, responded that he thought his father was hurt. By 6:30 a.m., police and paramedics arrived to find a horrifying scene. All the tent's occupants were dead. What was a beautiful campsite had become a crime scene. Law enforcement immediately began searching for the shooter. The tactical team evacuated Maquoketa Caves State Park and Camp Shalom, located 1.5 miles away. Anthony Sherwin, the sole missing person, was also armed. Around 11 a.m., officers conducting an aerial search found Anthony Sherwin's body. They identified him as the suspect, believing he committed the deadly attack before taking his own life. The park remained closed until July 28th. The Iowa Department of Natural Resources expressed condolences, stating the incident had shaken the tradition of enjoying the state's natural wonders. Cedar Falls was in mourning. The community was shocked, with signs in the public library and statements from Tyler's company and the mayor expressing their grief and support for Arlo, the sole survivor. A GoFundMe initiative raised over $276,000 for Arlo. The local library closed out of respect, and political leaders expressed horror and sorrow at the attack. Sarah's family traveled from across the country for a private funeral service at Greenwood Cemetery. Over 200 people attended a memorial gathering at Overman Park. Details of the ongoing investigation. The Iowa Department of Public Safety's autopsy revealed the brutal nature of the attack. Tyler had gunshot and sharp force injuries. Sarah had sharp force injuries, and their daughter was shot and strangled. Anthony Sherwin's parents denied his involvement, believing he was a victim. They highlighted discrepancies in the police's account and sought an independent review. Media outlets' attempts to access public records were met with limited responses. The police maintained that Anthony Sherwin was the sole perpetrator. Arlo, now with his uncle in Cedar Falls, showed remarkable resilience. The GoFundMe continues to support his future. Outro? Thanks for tuning in to The Dark Files. If you're intrigued by mysteries from around the world, check out our new channel, Latin Crimes, for gripping true crime stories from Latin America. Subscribe now for more thrilling investigations.